Welcome back to another episode of Realistic Fitness and SSGPirates.com, brought to you by Adidas. I'm strength and conditioning coach Angelo Gingerelli. On past episodes of the show, we told you a lot about outdoor running and how to get involved in 5Ks, 10Ks, and really get up out of the couch and start running, hitting the pavement in your local community. On this episode, we're going to talk about that type of running and something that affects a lot of first-time runners, and that's overuse injuries due to the type of surface they're training on. So if you just started running and you run a couple miles a week and start feeling some shin splints or some patella tendonitis, a lot of that can be controlled by determining the surface you run on before you go out and run and making the proper adjustments to keep your body healthy. Hopefully whatever community you live in has a lot of choices as far as where you run. You want to stay off of the harder the surface, the worse it's going to be for your lower extremities. So you want to stay off stuff like asphalt and sidewalk when it's possible, and stick to surfaces like grass, boardwalk, or artificial turf, which is more common in a lot of communities. The other thing to keep in mind is with local tracks that are open to the public, those tracks are generally built for speed, not distance workouts, and are extremely hard over a long period of time. So if you're going to run a mile, running at the local high school track is perfect. If you're going to run 10 miles, you want to get off that track and let your body take a break from the pounding on that hard track surface. Plus, you want to give your mind a break and now run in a circle 40 laps. If you can't control the surface, you want to focus on the things you can control. A couple things on that: you want to alter your volume based on where you're training. Maybe you're planning on a 5-mile training run on an artificial turf field. That turf's closed because there's a soccer tournament happening and now you're out on the street. Maybe you cut that volume down to 4.5 miles and save your body for the next run. The other thing that I can't stress enough that's extremely important in this equation is your choice of running shoe. That will make all the difference in the world. They vary in price. You're probably $75 to, on the high end, $200, $250. If you're a new runner, you could probably stay at the lower end of that spectrum. But whatever you put out for running shoes out of your wallet will be money and time and pain saved later on in the process. What I recommend is to go out to a running store and have them do a gait analysis, look at the way you run, and have a trained salesman make recommendations. And then what a lot of the better running stores will do is let you actually try a pair for 10 days or 2 weeks, and you can take them back and exchange them if they're not working out for you. That's much better than going into a mall store, walking up and down the aisle, saying, yeah, they feel good, and then you go out on your first run and your shins and knees are just in drastic pain. So check out a running store, get a gait analysis if they offer it, and have a trained professional recommend the type of shoe you should get. Last thing we have on training surfaces: if your body does start to feel beat up after a couple weeks of running, give it a break. Maybe it's time for a pool workout, maybe it's time to run on a treadmill or ride a bike, but keep this in mind. If it's a recurring problem, shin splints, whatever it might be, go see a doctor, go see a physical therapist, and with the idea of, I'm eventually going to get back to running on the street outside in the fresh air. Don't think because you have shin splints now you're going to be trapped on a recumbent bike for the next 50 years. Go get the proper treatments, work hard, follow directions, and work out with the purpose of getting back out on the road. Okay, so it's time for our viewer question, and this is a really good one. Mike from Hoboken writes in: the media constantly reports how overweight and unhealthy Americans are. Are we too far gone for a show like Realistic Fitness to have an impact? I wonder that myself. I see all the reports you guys see on CNN and Fox News and how we're just, everybody's overweight, everybody's sedentary, kids don't play sports anymore, they play Xbox instead. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure that's the case. I think it might be overblown. Because when I go in Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, they're packed. If I eat at Chipotle or Subway or a vegetarian restaurant, there's a wait. I register for road races and there's thousands of people running with me. And recently this semester, I'm at Seton Hall every day by 6:30 in the morning. I'm running on the Long Branch Boardwalk at 5 a.m. and I'm not the only guy out there. So yes, do I think we have a long way to go and a lot of education we need to get out there to make people better and understand how their body works? Absolutely. That's part of why we do Realistic Fitness here at Seton Hall. But on the other side of that coin, do I think we're just headed to a society where everybody's 500 pounds and dies by the time they're 30 of coronary heart disease? No, that's drastically overblown. So keep training, keep seeking out sources of knowledge like Realistic Fitness, and we'll see you next time at SSGPirates.com.